Happy Saturday from Biola University in La Mirada, California. It's Oaks Baseball on the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network. We got a very interesting day for you today here on a very hot and overcast Saturday. About, 2 hours southeast of Thousand Oaks, California. He's Jordan Brenner. My name is Jonathan Rifkin. Happy to be along with you for the call. We're going to be playing two parts of a game today. We're going to be playing the extra innings of a game that concluded, or was concluded due to darkness back on June 16th. That was tied 4-4 going into the 10th. And then we'll be playing a second full game coming up either 30 minutes after the first game ends or at 4:30, depending on what time the first game concludes. So where we left off back on the 16th of June, the Oaks attended Biola University. It was 4-4 going into the 10th inning when the game got called due to darkness. Let's talk about what happened, Jordan, in that game. So the Oaks really couldn't get off to a good start. They were hitless through the first 3 innings. They were scoreless through the first 8. They got their first hit in the 4th by way of a single by Brandon Lewis, though he was thrown out stealing thereafter. In the 5th, they got 2 hits by way of Michael Tillman and Will Pickett's, but they couldn't score there. They had 1 hit in the 6th by way of a double by Brandon Lewis. They couldn't score him. No hits in the 7th. And they exploded for 4 runs on only 2 hits in the 8th. They ended up leaving the bases loaded and going down 3 straight in the 9th by way of strikeout. On the Catch side, the Catch got off to a very hot start. In the first inning, they scored 3 runs. They got a leadoff walk by Christian Franklin, a double by Daniel Young, and then a 2 RBI double by Jacob Rogers that also scored Hill Alexander, who was on first base by way of a walk. So they got 3 of the runs in the first inning on 2 hits. Then they got a hit in the second, but couldn't score that hit, courtesy of Miguel Abascal. And then in the 3rd inning, there was an unearned run for the Catch. That was their 4th and final run, at least thus far in the game. That was when David Martinez reached by way of an error. Hill Alexander walked, and there was an RBI ground out by Ryan Smoot. In the 4th inning, the Catch was struck out 3 straight. In the 5th inning, they got 1 hit courtesy of Daniel Young, but he was stranded at 3rd. No runs in the 6th, no runs in the 7th, no runs in the 8th, and no runs in the 9th. The Oaks were able to tie it up in the top of the 8th inning after going scoreless through the first 8. And then it turned to close to 8 o'clock, about 7:45. It was getting dark. It was back on June 17th, so the days were still getting longer. And they said, you know what, we're going to play out the rest of this game another time. So they said, okay, when are the Oaks coming back? They're coming back today on the 7th of July. So they're going to play out this game that I just described, 4-4 going into the 10th first. And then they're going to play a second game either at 4:30 or 30 minutes after the first game ends. There is a separate link for that game that has been posted on YouTube. It will be posted on our website after the first game concludes. But first, we got some free baseball for you. It's going to be interesting, Jordan. The Oaks were really struggling coming into this game back on June 17th. They were coming off a 7-2 loss against the Catch a game prior. They were coming off a 3-1 loss against the Bucks on June 13th. And you go back to June 10th when they lost 3-1 to the Barons. They were 0-2 in their last 3 CCL games and lost 4 of their last 5 coming into that game. And for some reason, they were able to explode. Now, the problem is, at least from a Catch perspective, the Oaks are a lot better of a team today than they were 2.5 weeks ago back on June 17th. So I feel like the playing field isn't as fair as it may have been should this game have gone into extra innings on that day in June 17th. And we talked to head coach Schlise before today's game prior to going live, and he told us, look, Chase Cocker wasn't with the team, Jordan McFarland wasn't with the team. Basically, every player on the team is eligible. He's going to utilize all of that. So Chase Cocker coming in really helps the Oaks take an advantage because they have a guy, perhaps the best offensive player in the CCL, who wasn't on the team back in that game. And now if you're the Catch, what do you do?
Yeah, Jonathan, the momentum for this team, you started to touch on it. It's twofold. First off, in this particular game that they played back on June 17th, the Oaks exploded for 4 runs in the 8th inning to tie this ball game up. They can take that momentum into today. The other part of the momentum comes from yesterday's game where they absolutely exploded all over the Catch, and that's because this team is very hot. And also, you mentioned Chase Cockrell coming off the bench, being able to use that bat whenever you want to, whether there's a man on first or second base, wherever a runner on base might be, you can just bring Chase Cockrell off the bench and have him explode for a big hit when you need it. That's going to be so valuable because we're also kind of racing against time here. It is very hot today. It's not quite as hot as yesterday, but it is certainly not whether you want to be playing 2 long baseball games in. So Coach Solis and the Oaks would love to win this game, absolutely, but they would love it even more if they can win it fast.
So let's give you some context. We're going to hit a break here in just a moment, but I want to reiterate the lineup and the field for both these teams. In the top of the 10th, tied 4-4, the Oaks will have the following first 3 batters. Tanner Wright, if they stay the same. Tanner Wright will lead off. He came in for Bart West as a pinch runner in the 8th inning and ended up scoring the 2nd run of the 4 runs. After him, Sam Shakin is due up in the 5th spot, and Michael Tillman in the 6th spot. Those are the first 3 batters due up in the top of the 10th for the Oaks. Now, should the inning continue, Tyler Ryan will be batting in place of Raymond Gomez, who is currently not with the team. Will Picketts will bat in the 8th spot. In the 9th spot, Zach Kamico. We're actually going to take a quick break here for the national anthem. When we come back, we'll give you the rest of what the order will look like into the 10th inning right here on the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network. "20 days and 23 hours later, we pick up where we left off between the Oaks and the Catch back here at Biola University. Jordan Brenner, myself, Jonathan Rifkin, delighted to be with you on a sizzling hot day from La Mirada, California. We talked about what will be going on for the Oaks when they come up to bat first in the 10th inning, tied 4-4. Tanner Wright set the lead off. He's in the cleanup spot, but he is going to lead off because the Oaks left off the 9th, striking out in that 3 spot. Behind him, Sam Shakin, Michael Tillman, and then Tyler Ryan in the 8th spot, but set to bat 4th. If the Oaks extend this inning past the first 3 batters, Will Picketts, and in the 9th spot, Zach Kamico. Back to the top of the order, the Oaks have Andrew Lucas, Michael Spears, and Brandon Lewis as the 1, 2, and 3 hitters, but those were the 3 hitters that all struck out to end the 9th for the Oaks. The field looks as follows for the SoCal Catch. In right, Miguel Baskel, Wasey Crenshaw in center, and Daniel Zhang in left. David Martinez over at first, Christian Franklin at second, Skylar De Los Reyes at short, Jacob Rogers at third, Ange Bourgeois behind the dish. And on the mound, taking the place of Spagnolia will be Ryan Watkins. Check that, Riley Watkins, who joined the team 2 days ago from the University of Tennessee. As we mentioned, we are picking up where we left off on June 17th. And it's going to be an important game. The Oaks were able to take a big game yesterday against the SoCal Catch, 13-4 at Cal Lutheran. That gave them a full game lead over the SoCal Catch for the 4th and final spot in the playoffs. Now, if the Oaks pull out this remainder of game number 1 and then win game number 2, that will put them 2.5 games up over the SoCal Catch. So we're talking about a 2-game swing over these 2 days that the Oaks could really start to distance themselves from the rest of the pack in the playoffs. Now, with that said, the Oaks do have a doubleheader tomorrow against the Academy Barons, the other team competing for that 4th playoff spot. If the Oaks win both games today and they win both games tomorrow, that'll be a 5-game swing for this team over the course of 2 days, Jordan Brenner. This weekend means so much to this team because we're hitting the last stretch of the season. The playoff race is heating up. If the Oaks can pull off a 5-game swing in 2 days this season, they could sit as high as the 2nd spot in the playoffs with the Foresters, the number 1 team in the CCL, coming to Cal Lutheran on Tuesday. How important is it for this team to finish out this game with a win, take the momentum that they've built up, winning the last 6 of their 7 CCL games and the last 7 of their 9 games consecutively, into the 2nd game today and trying to win that game before going into the doubleheader tomorrow?
Well, Jonathan, it's absolutely crucial. There's no other way to put it. This stretch right now could decide whether the Oaks are the 2 seed in the playoffs or whether they miss the playoffs. If they can continue their hot streak, they're going to be in fantastic shape. And it all starts off with Tanner Wright leading it off. He is as hot as anybody on this team. He almost made it on base 5 times yesterday, once on an error. He was robbed of a double down the line in a line-out double play. But let's be straight. Tanner Wright is hitting the ball very, very hard.
He will lead off here. First pitch time was at 4:37 back on June 17th. First pitch of the 10th inning here will be likely around 3:40 in the top of the 10th inning. This is the first of 2 games that the Oaks need to close out. Next Sunday, the Oaks will close out an 8-8 game going into the 10th inning against the Orange County Riptide back at Sparky Anderson Field. 2 very important games to close out this weekend, perhaps the most important of the season for this Conejo Oaks squad. And Tanner Wright knows that, and he's getting set to go as he steps in. The Oaks are in their baby blues today with gray pants with a blue stripe down the side. Catch are in their red uniforms with black letters and numbers on the front and black numbers on the back. Riley Watkins from Tennessee deals the first pitch low for ball 1 to Tanner Wright. Now, the stats from this game are not entered into our official stat because this game has not concluded yet. But coming to this game as a fastball at the knees for strike 1 evens the count to Wright. Tanner Wright is batting .339, good for 3rd on the team, 13 RBIs, which is 2nd on the team, but only 3 runs scored. Shows bunt, gets it down, but it's right back to Watkins. He lines out. That is Tanner Wright for out number 1 here in the 10th inning.
And Jonathan, you know it's really interesting. The last time we played the game here, it was actually the coldest ball game this team has played all year. And now they're finishing it in maybe the hottest they'll play all year. Probably not because of that trip to Healdsburg, but it's certainly close.
102 is the first pitch temperature. Yesterday, first pitch temperature was a 105 at Cal Lutheran. It was 110 up in Healdsburg. But the overcast is starting to show here in La Mirada. Sam Shakin digs in here and slices one to right center field. Going back is a baseball at the wall, and he makes the catch just short of the 365 mark. Prior to that, Sam Shakin was 1 for 3 with a 2 RBI single and a run scored, a walk, a ground out, and a pop out. 2 quick outs here for Riley Watkins on the first 4 pitches that he's thrown here in the 10th inning.
The Oaks trying to stay ahead and really get things going quickly. You see Tanner Wright quickly trying to get on base with a bunt. Shakin was swinging early in the count as well.
First pitch to Michael Tillman is taken at the knees for strike 1. Tillman in the 6th spot into this game. 1 for 3 as well, a double, a strikeout, a lineout, and he walked in the 8th, but he was stranded on first base. He was actually the last batter of that big 8th inning for the Oaks, takes a pitch into the dirt to even the count. Riley Watkins, this is his 2nd appearance for this Catch team so far on the season. 1 game, 18 ERA, and a 1 whip, only 1 strikeout in 2 innings. 1-1 pitch sliced over to short, backhanded by Reyes, fired over to first, but it's not in time. Martinez had to get off the bag to make the catch, and that allows Michael Tillman on with perhaps an infield single. 4 runs, 6 hits, 2 errors coming into the game for the Oaks was the line. 4 runs, 7 hits, no errors for the catch. There's still no official score up on the board of what that was. What would you say, Jordan? Was that a hit or was that an error?
I think that's got to be a hit. It was right in the hole. It was a very tough play for the shortstop, and Tillman was hustling. He would have beaten that even with a good throw.
Tillman just had a look over there. Still no official score up on the board, but we're going to give him a hit. So the Oaks get a 2-out extension here in the 10th inning. Tyler Ryan stepping in, takes that pitch low and away for ball one. He came in as a pinch runner in the 8th inning for Raymond Gomez, who has not been with the team for a few weeks. Currently, his return is to be announced. But Tyler Ryan, who's looking to come out of the slump that he's been in over the first month of the season, faces a 1-0 count, takes that one at the knees from Watkins, evens the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. Ryan on the season, batting 163 coming into today, 18 strikeouts, which is 3rd on the team. Only 4 walks, 2 RBIs, 8 runs scored from the University of the Pacific. Pickoff attempt first. Tillman slides back safely. This is a crucial game for both these teams. If the Oaks drop it, they'll only be a half a game up, which means if the Catch win game number 2, which is a full game hereafter, then they could take a half-game lead on the Oaks for that 4th and final playoff spot. 1-1 offering from Watkins. Big cut and a miss on the high fastball, 1-2. Watkins was able to get 2 outs on the first 4 pitches of the 10th inning. Tillman was able to single on the infield. And now Tyler Ryan's behind in the count, 1-2. Another pickoff attempt, but Tillman sliding back safely.
And there's no radar gun here at Biola University, but it's clear to me that Watkins is throwing at least 90 miles an hour.
Definitely has some heat from Tennessee. Another pickoff attempt, sliding back easily, is Michael Tillman. Hope you're enjoying your Saturday. A lot of baseball this weekend for the Oaks. The resummation of this game, after it finishes up, we have a full game of baseball to play, and then tomorrow a doubleheader starting at 11 out in Compton. Second game tentatively at 1. 1-2 pitch, slapped high and deep to left center field. No doubt about that one. Tyler Ryan, break the tie here in the 10th inning, my man. 6-4 Oaks, top of the 10th with 2 outs. Wow.
What an unbelievably clutch shot for Tyler Ryan right there. The biggest home run, no doubt in my mind, that we've seen all year. Wow.
First of the season for Tyler Ryan, down in the count 1-2. And the Oaks wanted this. They want to preserve the team if they can for the second game. Tyler Ryan trying to make some assurance of that. Slaps one over the left center field wall, and what a hit right there. Can't ask for much more as Will Pickett steps in. Everybody is very happy about that one. These teams don't want to be out there longer than they have to be. Will Pickett's dead fish bunt, though. Ange Bourgeois fields it over the head of Martinez. He's off the bag, and Will Pickett is safe on the error by Bourgeois. This is what we saw yesterday from the Catch. The reason that the Oaks won by such a significant margin, 13-4. Yes, the Oaks had 14 hits and a couple of home runs as well as, and now we see Chase Cockrell coming in as a pinch hitter here, as well as some great plays. The Catch really had a lot of mental mistakes, and right here we're seeing more, which seems to be a motif the last 2 days. E2, and now coming in place is Zach Kamenko, perhaps the best offensive batter in the CCL, if not in all of summer collegiate play so far in the country. Chase Cockrell, he's batting over 400. He was not with the team back on June 17th when this game was played, but he is eligible to come in, as you see right there. And he steps in here. Kamenko ends his day 1 for 3. First pitch from Watkins is low for ball 1.
And I'll tell you what, Jonathan, Coach Solis just wants to end this game right now. He's not taking any risks. Sure, we have the Oaks have a 2-run lead right now. But why not bring out Chase Cockrell, your best offensive hitter, and put this game away?
6 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors for the Oaks. 4 runs, 7 hits, no errors for the Catch. They'll have their offensive side opportunity after this inning concludes. Strike on the outside corner evens the count to Chase Cockrell. Batted .324 at Ole Miss this past season. Semifinalist for the Golden Spikes Award. And this guy has the highest ceiling of anybody I've seen in the league, with the exception of possibly Ryan Cash the Oklahoma Cowboy on the Foresters. 1-1 offering, swung on a missed on a pitch in the dirt. Puts Watkins ahead, 1 ball, 2 strikes. It's very hard, though, to be comfortable out ahead of Cockrell because he rarely strikes out, and he's very good at making contact on a pitch anywhere in the strike zone, or even if he's jammed. We've seen him hit a triple on a jam shot once. Pickoff attempt first to Pickett's, back easily. Watkins, though, towing the rubber, offers the 1-2. Called ball, runner goes, Pickett slides in safely as that ball gets away from Franklin, who was covering it. Pickett is going to go to third on the ball in the outfield, and it bounces over to Rogers, but not in time. Pickett's over to second on the stolen bases, first of the season, and then over to third on the air. More mental mistakes here for the Catch. The Oaks have another runner 90 feet away from scoring and a 2-2 count up on the board. Watkins, in his second appearance of the season, has struggled. He was able to get 2 quick outs on only 4 pitches, but since then the Oaks have shown a lot of resilience. Knocked around a couple of runs. 2-2 pitch, swung on a miss, strike 3. Cockrell strikes out, and finally the top of the 10th is over. 2 runs, 1 hit, 2 errors, 1 left on base. Bottom of the 10th, when we come back, the Catch will have to make up the 2-run deficit, but it won't be easy with Angus Denton on the mound to try and close it out. You're watching Oaks Baseball on the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network. We'll be right back. Back here at Biola, bottom of the 10th inning of a game that has resumed from June 17th. The Oaks took the lead in the top of the 10th by a 2-run shot with 2 outs by University of Pacific's own Tyler Ryan. Now it's the Catch's turn to try to catch up here on the home half of the 10th. Daniel Zhang will lead things off. David Martinez behind him, and Ange Bourgeois in the 3 spot. So far in 2 of the 3 games that these 2 teams have played, Zhang has hit a home run, including yesterday's game. And he's going to step in here in a big spot. 6 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors for the Oaks. 4 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors for the Catch. And the first pitch from Denton is a strike on the outside corner. He would be the winning pitcher if this game holds. Zhang, though, so far on this game is 2 for 4, a double, a single, and 2 groundouts. The Arkansas superstar deals the 0-1 pitch low, evens the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. Denton had 2 strikeouts by way of Hill Alexander and Ryan Smoot in the 8th inning when he came in, and he had a strikeout in the 9th inning on Christian Franklin. That one, a slow chopper up the middle. Tanner Wright over to first in time, and the Oaks got quick out number 1. They're trying to end this game quickly and get on to the full game, set to be played either at 4:30 West Coast time or 30 minutes after this game concludes, depending on if this game ends at 4 or past 4 o'clock. 1 quick out now. The Oaks field looks as follows: Tillman in right, Lucas in center, Spears in left, Pickett's at third, Shaken at short, Tanner Wright at second, Lewis at first. Behind the dish is Bryce Vitt. That brings up David Martinez now in the 3 spot. 0 for 3, reached on a walk and an error, though, in the 3rd inning. Also has a run scored. New ball here. Actually, excuse me, that was missed. 1-0 here from Denton. Toes the rubber and offers the 1-0. Fouled back, evens the count. Denton's working really quickly here, Jordan. And I think that that's a testament to keeping the offense off balance, which has been his strong suit all season long.
The Oaks kind of just sent a shockwave to the catch, and I think Denton wants to get this over with as quickly as possible to prevent them from coming back.
1-1 pitch, lifted to left field. Under it is Spears, and he makes the easy catch. 2 quick outs now. The Oaks up 6-4, 1 out away from concluding this game almost exactly 3 weeks from when it started. It started at 4:37 on June 17th, 23 hours and 40 minutes in now.
Jonathan, it's so weird. You prepare, you warm up for an hour, and now the game could be over in like 10 or 15 minutes.
On Bourgeois, absolutely, Jordan. The new batter, by the way, in the cleanup spot. 0 for 3, a walk, a run scored, a pop-up, and 2 flyouts. The 1-0 offering. A strike on the outside corner evens the count. Denton working quickly. Really trying to put this game away on the season. 2 for 2 in saves and 10 1/3 innings pitched. A stellar 1.74 ERA. Fastball bounces in the dirt, 2-1 the count. Very effective side armor, 1 of 3 for the Oaks. Joe Torres unavailable for this game. He pitched earlier. Kevin Holcomb was the starting pitcher. Holcomb actually started yesterday's game, and in contrast, 2-1 pitch, misses low. 3-1, now Denton falls behind. Holcomb pitched yesterday, went 5 1/3, gave up 1 run, struck out 5, 2 walks. In the game that he started back on June 17th against this team, 4 innings, 4 hits, 4 runs, 4 walks, and 5 strikeouts. That one swung on a miss to bring the count full. So just the contrast of 3 weeks of work, and this team looks like a completely different animal now. And I think that the top of the 10th was indicative of just how well this team is playing right now.
Not much can go wrong for the Oaks right now. You're absolutely right.
Payoff pitch, sliced into center field. Lucas doesn't have to move. Perhaps maybe a step forward, makes the catch, and this game is over. 3 weeks, 23 hours, and 46 minutes is your game time. It started on June 17th. It ends on July 7th. The Oaks take it 6-4. 6 runs on 7 hits, 2 errors for the Conejo Oaks. For the catch, 4 runs on 7 hits and 2 errors. The winning pitcher, Angus Denton, the losing pitcher, Wiley Watkins. Denton now picks up his first, check that, his second win of the season. He's now 2-1. Watkins picks up his first loss. He's 0-1. We're going to sign off on this broadcast, but we're going to be back at 4:15 West Coast time on the new link. It'll be posted on the Oaks website. It is on our YouTube channel for game number 2 of today, a full baseball game. Justin Friedman set the start for the Oaks. It's going to be a great one. This team now is a full 2 games up in that 4th and final playoff spot over the SoCal Catch, and they have another game to go, which means more opportunity to create some room. Thank you so much for tuning in for this game. We're going to keep it short and sweet for this post game. For everybody who made our broadcast possible, as brief as it was right now, Jordan Brenner, my broadcasting partner, my name is Jonathan Rifkind. We're going to sign off. Head over to the new link. In about 20 minutes, we're going to have starting lineups, some pregame talk, and then, of course, your first pitch. Game number 2 of the day coming your way. You're watching Oaks Baseball on the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network. We'll see you real soon.